Alright, cryptocurrency traders would definitely love this one. It's an update on DASHUSD, and I'll be showing you what the situation lies ahead of us and how we can be capitalizing on these potential moves that could happen in the next couple of days and weeks ahead. As usual, I'll try and keep this webinar as educational as possible. But before we go into the analysis in full, first of all, there is disclaimer explaining that trading foreign exchange and the global financial markets is considered high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Please seek the advice of an independent financial advisor, and I do thank you for your time on that. Straight to the business of the day, and we can see from here that the market has just made this nice impulse correction and another impulse to the upside. Now, generally speaking, after an impulse, what you do expect is a correction, but in this case the correction has actually happened in the same candle here. You can see this long wick here. So from a monthly perspective, we can see this long candle here that closed last month. Now, generally speaking, if you do see a long candle like this and a body like this, what you do expect is for the next candle to try to fill in the wick, and this pattern occurs over and over in the market. The market likes to create this pattern over and over again, and most of the times this is usually what happens. So from the monthly perspective, we do expect that there should be a continuation to the upside, and we can see from the candle that is forming here, though we do still have about 14 days or about 15 days to go, we do still expect some continuation to the upside. Going down into the weekly time frame, what do we have? And from a weekly perspective, we can see that the market has just made this nice impulse and a correction. And generally speaking, after an impulse and a correction, what you do expect is another impulse to the upside. So if we want to measure our correction after an impulse, what we have to do is to take our Fibonacci from the low to the high of this impulse. And if we do that, we can see that the market has retraced perfectly to the 61.8 retracement level, and then after retracing here, it also tested the 50 fib level. So the market is actually trying to test the fibs one by one, and usually when something like this happens, what you expect after some time is for the market to create a continuation to the upside after testing the fibs one by one. So this is the situation on the weekly time frame. Now, one more thing for us to see here. Now, from the weekly time frame, we can see that if this market actually creates this impulse to the upside, our first target would actually be at around 400 here, which is actually the minus 272 fib level here, sitting at around 400. So this is actually a very a good trade opportunity to take from both a technical and an investment perspective. Right now the price is sitting at about 222. So taking a bullish trade around here and targeting, close to the minus 272 Fibonacci level, which is our first potential target area, would actually give us a very good risk reward ratio. So going down into the daily time frame, what do we see? Now, from a daily perspective, we can see here that price is actually from the weekly perspective, we can see from here that we're actually testing this strong resistance level, and the market seems to have formed a range. But we do know from the monthly, weekly, and daily time frame that at some point in time we do expect price to probably have something like this, and then continue a continuation to the upside. So how we'll be approaching this longing opportunity that we do have on the Dash USD? Well, what we can do here is to take our fib. We have drawn this counter trend line here, and what we do expect at some point in time is for price to break above this trend line here and possibly retest this area. Now, if price will break and retest this area, inside of this area is where we'll be looking for our longing opportunity, and we'll be waiting for the market to shift back from a bearish situation as it would be when it's retreating back down here to a bullish situation, and at that point in time we'll be taking a nice long and possibly going for a very high set target area, which would be probably around 400. Now this trade could last for a couple of weeks and probably a couple of months for it to replay. However, there is still one more thing to note here, that we are facing resistance at this point in time. So keep in mind that if we do enter a longing opportunity here, from here we do have to first of all test here. After we break this region here, then there is a possibility of price either accelerating to the upside there and then retesting this upside before a possible continuation to the upside. So this area here may be a bottleneck and may act as a resistance. So you need to keep that in mind. But as we have noted here, from an investment and a technical point of view, this would be an excellent time to go in for a very good longing opportunity, as the first take profit here is way up there at about 400. So feel free to make a comment and tell me what you think about this trade. Cheers for now and have a nice day ahead.